All right, good day, tokers and tokettes, and welcome back. Radical Russ here with 420 Radio's live coverage of the High Times Bay Area Cannabis Cup, Northern California, San Francisco. I don't know what we should call it. We're kind of far away from San Francisco, but we have our first guest joining us. We've got John Lee from SaveCannabis.org right here in San Jose. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Russ.
All right, and tell us what's happening in San Jose. I know I've been reporting from Portland on various counties and cities that have these dispensary bans. I mean, I imagine that's something that's concerning you.
Very big concern. Actually, the other organization that I'm representing right now is Control and Regulate San Jose. It's a coalition of all the clubs in San Jose that are behind a referendum to stop an ordinance that was passed just recently. We're now on a countdown of less than 25 days of a 30-day countdown where the city is going to begin shutting down all clubs. Nobody is currently compliant in San Jose. We have close to 80 dispensaries, and for an area of general population of over 3 million in the South Bay, there'll be no access starting soon.
And this was, if I remember the story right, where San Jose had kind of designated 1% of the city way off in the top left and the bottom right, and that's the only place you can have dispensaries. Of course, people are all over San Jose right now, and that's the problem, right?
That's correct. Plus, that's only a zoning issue. They passed other ordinances and issues related to you have to grow all of your own medicine on site or in one adjacent site. You have to manufacture and produce all your edibles and concentrates on site by yourself. All your personnel and people involved through a whole seed to sale process are required to do background checks. But so a lot of unreasonable regulations. It's not workable.
Do these council people, when they're making these decisions, give you any rationale for why this needs to happen? Like, has there been any high-profile stories of robberies or crime or danger or anything that they're trying to cure, or is this a solution in search of a problem?
You can always come with examples of that in any area. Our council's had difficulties for 5 years. There were no regulations. They fought with it for a long time. This recent election, we had 5 of the council members running for mayor. They're being termed out. There's a lot of flux. They didn't know how to handle this very well, so there's a lot of pressure from satellite communities and proposing complaints. But the facts are, we are a community that's produced over $5.5 million in tax revenues. We have 1,000 jobs. We are well regarded in the community. We're trying to be partners with the community. We are trying to do legitimate business, and the city is not going to let us do it. So we have to take action right now with a referendum process to stop the action.
Has this always been their goal, or are they just now emboldened by these recent court decisions that are allowing them to do this?
I think they always have. Mayor Reed has always been an opponent of ours, and we believe that there's several extremists on the board that have always requested bans, but when the Supreme Court Riverside decision was passed, that empowered them to do what they're doing, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they sure are. We're speaking with John Lee from SaveCannabis.org, and I see on your card here, Control and Regulate San Jose. Can you tell us about that?
Again, that's a coalition of over 40-plus clubs right now, and more as everybody gets inclusive and an opportunity to referendize, if that's a word, it is now, to repeal a bad ordinance in San Jose. So what we're doing is we're repealing 2 sections of the code, but we're not taking away regulations. San Jose groups together want to be a part of the community, so we're leaving good regulations in place so we can operate properly within the community.
Didn't this whole part come about by calling for a referendum that got this first thing done? I mean, what's the chances if we try this again? It seems like the last time we tried, it's like, oh, they didn't do what we wanted them to.
That's what's surprising. You would think that people at this level, and even the mayor said it a while back, apparently he wasn't serious, that, we better not do a ban again because the people have spoken before. We did do this 3 years ago. So it is the same thing. We're empowered. The community has come together, both within our community but outside. Outlying cities, unfortunately, can't vote on it. We need San Jose registered voters, but we're looking for support. We're up here in Santa Rosa, obviously, for looking for our partners, growers, vendors, suppliers. We need your aid. There will be no business in San Jose shortly.
So get involved. SaveCannabis.org is the website. And any other thoughts? I mean, moving forward, what's the next step? We got 2016 maybe for legalization?
On the statewide level, there's no question. We missed the opportunity in 2014, so if you're going to the ballot in November expecting marijuana legalization in California, you won't see it. We have to pay attention to what's happening in the lower level in the legislative actions, but in the meantime, there has to be efforts in 2016. I was a proponent of the MCLR, Marijuana Control Legalization and Revenue Act. We'll be activating that as a community-based effort also in 16.
Excellent news. And that, we got to just keep working and working and working. And, I was speaking to someone earlier who told me that, when California falls, it's all over because the market's just so big, you'll dictate to the whole country.
That's why we're reaching out. I think everybody needs to come to our aid as we're asking. We support you. We need the support now to carry this on and make this billion-dollar industry operate the way it should.
I agree. All right, John Lee from SaveCannabis.org. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we go?
Again, compassionate. We have to talk about compassion. The bottom line is we're going to have an area where people will have to travel unreasonable distances to get their medicine. So look at the root of what medical marijuana is providing for us. Let's focus and keep at least that secure as we go forward.
Yeah, folks, when you think of medical marijuana in California, a lot of people might picture Oakland or, Southern California, but there's great swaths of this huge, fourth largest state that are no access. I mean, you're going to drive 3-4 hours, traffic willing, to be able to just pick up some cannabis. And that's just wrong when people need it to be able to use it as medicine. We appreciate the work you're doing. John Lee with SaveCannabis.org. Check them out. Thank you, John.
Thank you for your work.
All right. Thank you. And we are here with 420 Radio's coverage of the High Times Cannabis Cup, and a great activist here and friend of the show. We have Elvie Musica is sitting right here. Elvie, you want to